Done.
All right, everyone. Welcome to another Wicked Smart webinar. If you have not been here before, my name is Andy Bonce. I'll be facilitating the discussion today. And if you haven't been here before, the Wicked Smart webinar, we started this back in March. And our goal is to bring in experts and resources and really tools and tips to our clients and any other business owner that is considering working with us to help really arm them with good information, kind of the latest and greatest, what's new, what's working in the marketing space right now. And today, I am really excited about our speaker, Steve Hooper today. We have not had a topic on e-commerce, and with the move to online, with everything that's happened this year, I think it's really important for people, especially if you're coming late to the game, to the e-commerce, to be able to have a good strategy and to understand the customer journey. Now, if you were with us two Wicked Smart webinars ago, we talked about the customer journey a little bit, but Steve's going to kind of put a little bit of a different spin on it today and share from an e-commerce standpoint. But I do think that the fundamentals is still there, and the importance of that focus of that customer journey can make a huge difference on the impact of your marketing, from taking people from a stranger and turning them into a raving fan, and help have like a modern look at what the old school kind of marketing funnel that marketers love to preach so much, and moving that paradigm a little bit and having it feel a little bit more humanized, something a little bit more personal. So that's why I'm super excited about having Steve here today with us, because we haven't had the opportunity to jump into the e-commerce space a lot. So Steve, why don't you go ahead and share your screen?
Okie dokie. I'm going to
take over. So Steve Hooper, he's from across the pond in Birmingham, England. So it's a late over there. So thanks so much, Steve, for being here.
Not a problem. All right, so let's...
There you go. I got it.
You got it, yeah?
It's all yours, sir.
If I now attempt to go into sharing mode. Okay, hopefully you guys can see the whole presentation now. Brilliant stuff. Okay, I'm just going to say before we start, there's a lot of information here. So grab your pens, strap in, because it's going to be fun, and we're going to have a lot of information, but a lot of fun on the way. So today, meet your presenter, a little bit about me. I've been in digital marketing for 25 years. Yes, that really was before Google existed. I've earned companies over 5 billion in revenue during that time. I run an award-winning digital marketing agency in the UK. I host a podcast called Digital Marketing Confessions, and for those that can see me, yes, that is all the stuff that you can see around me. Please feel free to look it up. It's good fun. There's lots of great information on there. Don't Google me at work. There is another Steve Hooper who has a rather shady career in the adult movie market, and he will come up above me because he has a lot more links. A quick introduction to our techs and partners. We work with a company called Digital Marketer, who is a training e-learning company based in Austin, Texas. They're on a mission to double the size of 10,000 businesses worldwide in the next 5 years. That's a hell of a lot of businesses. Who have we trained? There's a few names on there that you might recognize. Uber being one of them, Dun & Bradstreet being another, HubSpot, that sort of thing. The founders, Ryan Dice and Russ Henneberry, wrote the book on modern digital marketing. Literally, if you type in digital marketing for dummies, they're the guys that come up. They also host, when they can, the largest marketing conference in Traffic and Conversion Summit every year, which attracts 10,000 marketers to San Diego. And I'm very, very jealous this year that it's being held online and I don't get my winter holiday to San Diego. There's a saying in Texas, it ain't bragging if it's true, and we're pretty good at this marketing stuff. So today we're going to cover, we're going to go look at the growth triad and the essentials to business growth. We're going to have a look at the customer journey, which I think most of you already know a little bit about, but we're going to go in depth in what it means. We're going to have a look at the e-commerce ecosystem and what it looks like. We're going to have a look at the core on-site essentials for an e-commerce website, the customer journey for e-commerce, one stage at a time, and your next steps to move forward with this if you want to go further. So, is everybody ready? Just give us a shout. I'm sure Andy will say whether or not anybody's shouting, but give us a thumbs up if you're ready. So, this is the growth triad. It's very, very simple. You can have a documented journey, you have actionable metrics, and you have the tools and tactics. Now, if you've only got two of them, or you've only got one of them, then you're a bit of a loose cannon anyway. But if you've only got one of them, then chances are, only got two of them, documented journey and actionable metrics, chances are you're a little bit stuck in the mud because you can't actually make it work because you haven't got the tools and the tactics. If you've got the documented journey and you've got the tools and tactics, you're what we call a bull in a china shop. And Teresa and I were talking about this. It's when you go Christmas shopping, you've got too many jumpers on and you're wiping stuff off the shelves. That's what you look like when you've got the documented journey and the tools and tactics. And if you've got the actionable metrics and the tools and tactics, but no documented journey, then you're a one-hit wonder. So what we're looking for is that happy bit in the middle, which attracts predictable growth. Okay, so technology's changed the way we do things over the past few years. Okay, come on, who remembers the yellow pages? I remember the yellow pages. I remember using it to stand on it to get the good biscuits off the top shelf that my dad used to hide. So there's one thing that hasn't changed over the years, and that is us. The one thing that hasn't changed is your fellow human beings, the human to human relationship. Okay, and it's really, really important. And it's really important to remember within the human to human relationship that sequence is really, really important. Now, you can see this guy here, he's down on one knee at a beautiful sunset, asking the girl to marry him. There's two chances why she's screaming. Number one, she's really, really happy because she's known this guy a long time and she's built up a good relationship with this guy. Or this is their first date and she's screaming and about to get up and run away. It's really important that you remember that. Okay, and there was a book written by a guy called Desmond Morris. Please don't write this bit down because Desmond Morris wrote this fantastic book. We've read it for you. This is the absolute key points. You don't need to take any notes on this. Okay, there are 12 stages to an intimate relationship. Okay, 12 stages to intimacy, and they are eye to body, eye to eye, voice to voice, hand to hand, arm to shoulder, arm to the waist or the back, mouth to mouth, hand to head, hand to body, mouth to body, hand to, and bow chicka wow. Okay, so we're not necessarily trying to sleep with our clients. So you don't want to get them naked either because that's just wrong. But research has shown that missing one of these steps in the relationship broke down 95% of the time. Okay, 95% of the time if you missed one step. If you miss two steps, it's assault. Think of all the times that you've come off a phone call from a salesperson and you felt that little bit dirty and not very nice, and you've hung up and you've got no thank you. That's what we're talking about. Okay, it's assault. So look after your customers and look after you. So how do we get over that? Well, we have something called the customer value journey. You start off in the bottom left-hand corner, a little bit grumpy, you've got a problem that needs solving and all the rest of it. And in the distance, you can see your masked hero with his cape on and his tie, and he's looking all brass. I can do this. I've been through the journey. So these are the 12 steps that Desmond Morris was talking about, cut down into the 8 that we use for marketing. You've got awareness, engagement, subscription, conversion, excitement, ascension, advocacy, and promotion. Okay, now we're going to come back to these, but let's have a look to see how they work with e-commerce. And that's a little thing that we like to call the e-commerce ecosystem. Okay, if you have a look at that, you're probably thinking, oh my God, what the hell is that? Don't panic, we're going to take you through it. It's going to be fine. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at site structure to start with, because I think this is really important. So grab your pens because this bit's going to go at lightning speed. Okay. We've all seen websites that we love. Okay, and these is just some screenshots that I took earlier of ones that I love, and you are going to see some of these through this presentation, especially Loaf, because I absolutely love Loaf. I think that they are wonderful, and if you're looking for a sofa, please go and have a look at Loaf, because they're just so comfortable. So what are the core on-site essentials? You need unique in-depth product descriptions. Now, what do we mean by unique in-depth product description? Well, if you want to see what it really looks like, have a look at Secret Labs chairs. Okay, Secret Labs do chairs for gamers. Now, if you know any gamers, you know that once they're in their chair, they very rarely move for weeks and weeks and weeks. And they do all sorts of things to make sure that they don't leave their chairs. Okay, so have a look at their product page, okay, and scroll and just see the next lot of information that they have to offer, and scroll. And there's even more information that they have, and scroll. And there's even more information and scroll. Can you see where this is going? It's just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. In other words, it's a hell of a lot of information, and that's what people are looking for from your products. Now, if you've got a lot of products, you're probably thinking, holy crap, I can't do that for every single product that I've got. No, you can't. But if you're offering something of a high value, you can take the time to do it, because you're going to get a higher conversion rate. So have a think about providing a really good, solid product description. The next thing that we always advise, product videos. Yeah, everybody loves a good video, don't they? Yeah, everybody loves a good video. Okay, so why are product videos essentials? Product videos are essential because shoppers who view a product video are 174% more likely to buy that product than ones who are not watching product videos. So if you want a good example of that, there's a UK brand called AO. Okay, AO sell all sorts of things, and last Christmas Eve my fridge died, and it didn't quite ruin Christmas, but let's put it this way, drinking warm beer on Boxing Day isn't exactly the nicest thing in the world to do. So if you have a look at their website and have a look at their product videos, this is a screenshot of the fridge that I was looking at buying. And as you can see, it's got a product video, and it's an in-depth product video that takes you inside the fridge. It shows you everything. You don't even need to think about it. So just make sure that you're looking at that, and you need to take on board the fact that you have all of this information to give. Put it in a good product video. Product video essentials. That if you can't write all of this down, by the way, don't panic. I'm sure Andy's going to make the slides available. He's nodding, which is great news. So if you don't get it all now, then don't panic. You will get a copy of the slides. So product video essentials: show the product in use, show it actually being used, show ownership benefits. Don't just show the features, because if you show a benefit, you're making a psychological connection, not just giving somebody, this is what it does. Tell a story. Everybody loves a good story. If anybody can see Teresa, she's got her Christmas tree up, and there's lots of good stories to be had around Christmas time. So make sure you tell a good story. Include social proof where possible. Show people that have already bought it. You know, show reviews, show all the things, and try and overcome their objections within the video. All right. So don't wait until that person's, you know, do I need it? Do I not need it? Overcome the objection. Show them during the video why you can solve their problem, and have a strong call to action. Ask them, you know, say, hey, why don't you add it to your cart now? Boom, done. Because if you don't ask, you don't get. Happy days. Homepage and sales content is the next one. Okay, so let's have a look at a good homepage. As we said, my friends at Loaf, if you want to go and have a look, it really is, they are sofas to die for, and their website is absolutely incredible. But if you have a look at their homepage, and remember what we did with the Secret Labs product page, it's a similar sort of thing. Loaf do this with their homepage. Okay, they have great content, clear images, really clear and good offers. They show their other categories, more other categories, all the social and financing information. So they've got their Instagram feed, everything goes onto their homepage. Great information is essential to you making more sales. Make sure that you have great information on your homepage. Not only will it help you with your conversions, but it also helps you with this little thing called search engine optimization, which I'm sure that Andy's either got someone lined up to speak to you about, or has already had somebody speaking to you about it. The next thing is more information pages. Now, when it comes to e-commerce, these are the boring pages, all right? These are the ones that nobody wants to take any time about, but you need them on every website, okay? And the more information pages are privacy policy, terms and conditions, refund policy, returns, shipping information, a thank you pages, FAQs, why buy from us, about us, and contact us. Okay, they are the essentials for this to work. All right, now we're going to have a bit of a closer look at FAQs, okay, because FAQs will save you hours and hours of time, and they'll also make you a lot of money because they help with search engine optimization. So when it comes to FAQs, they can improve your user experience, improve user navigation, great for organic search, good for Google featured snippets, save you hours in customer service, great for blogging ideas, establishes user trust, and helps you increase conversions on your website. Okay, so they are the FAQ benefits of the FAQs. Okay, keep your structure on your website nice and simple. Okay, we use the KISS analogy, which is keep it simple, stupid. Don't overcomplicate things, okay? Because if you overcomplicate things, you lose people. You stop people taking an interest in what you've got. So homepage, collection page, more information pages, blog, thank you pages, cart and checkout. If you've got an idea for something and you think it's a great idea and it doesn't fall into any of those, put it somewhere else because it's not a good idea. All right. If you want to make a really solid, real progress with your e-commerce, keep it as simple as possible. Video is absolutely essential. A thank you video, why buy from us video, post-purchase video, product video, hello from the owner video. Always, if you're the owner of the store, say hello. It's great for conversion. It really is. You make a real connection with people. Now let's have a quick look at the customer journey. Okay, now with that, they're the site essentials. They're the things that you really, really need. Let's just go back and there you go. They are the core on-site essentials that you need to make sure that your website is doing exactly what it needs to do. Okay, so now let's have a look at the customer journey. Okay, so again, we've got our little fella down here and we're going to take him through awareness, engagement, subscription, conversion, excitement, ascension, advocacy, and promotion. Can you do it that quick yet, Andy? I know you've been studying it. Can you do it like that? Okay, and we're going to turn him into a superhero. Okay, so the first stage is awareness. So what does awareness look like? Okay, well, let's just take into consideration here some things that I've been looking at during lockdown. Okay, so the first one is a romantic hammock for my wife and I to enjoy our back garden a little bit more and just to take it in a little bit. So I did a search for hammocks and I clicked on a few websites just to have a look around, and now yellow leaf hammocks follows me around the internet like a bad smell. Okay, it's literally where, you know, when you hang on a minute and there they are again. Okay, also the same, my wife said to me, you need a really nice overcoat for winter. So I started looking for a nice overcoat for winter. I became aware of all of these brands and half of them follow me around the internet like a bad smell. My car lease is up. Guess what? I looked at a car. Guess what now shows up on Facebook? Literally following me around the internet like a bad smell. If anybody has ever had a Christmas, a birthday, or any other celebration ruined by Amazon showing everybody what your search history is without actually showing you, you know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? But this is what awareness looks like. This is you becoming aware of a brand for the first time, okay? Where do you get awareness? Well, Facebook, Google Ads, Instagram, and YouTube, okay? We concentrate on the 4 big ones, okay? There's absolutely no point in beating around the bush. These are great places to get traffic and even better places to get your conversions from. If you'd like to know the best traffic store on the internet, there's the flashing sign there, which gives it away a little bit. Our friends at Facebook, who, yes, it pains me to give Zuckerberg any more money, but it works. It is a traffic store. You can buy traffic from Mr. Zuckerberg and it can be targeted. What about SEO? Oh, okay. I got to come clean. I have been doing search engine optimization since it was a thing, and we got arrested by the FBI for getting the White House website ranked for the phrase complete idiot when Mr. Bush was doing all sorts of weird stuff. And apparently they frown on that sort of thing. Hey, I was a student. I was in Boston. It was fun. We did it. SEO is great, but it's a long-term strategy, okay? What we're talking about now is these are the things that you can implement on your website right now and you can start getting results. So yes, have an SEO strategy, but concentrate on getting results first, okay? That and those traffic stores that we looked at are a great way to break down what you need to get from your traffic so that you can target your SEO even better. So don't write out SEO. It's a great thing to do, but my advice, go and buy some traffic first. It's a great way to know whether or not it works. Okay, so that's the awareness stage. That's what awareness looks like. Now we're going to look at engagement. Okay, engagement is great. Okay, content marketing. That's how you engage with people. It's really, really simple. Reports, case studies, ebooks, brochures, lookbooks, infographics, guides, blogs. If anybody tells you that you don't need a blog, please, once you finish beating them around the head, send them to me, and then I can beat them around the head, and then I'll send them to Andy, and Andy can beat them around the head. So blogs are really, really important. So blogging on a regular basis is a great way to get people into your website. Video, essential, absolutely essential. We keep going on about video. Video is essential, has been since 2006 when Google invested £1.6 billion in an 18-month-old company called YouTube. Kind of came important around about that time. Okay, don't forget to retarget your audience, all right? Remember what we said about Amazon following you around and ruining every celebration that you've ever had? It's really important you don't forget to retarget your audience. If you've ever felt like they're following you around, they are, okay? They know where you are, they know what you're buying, and they really, really want it from you, all right? So yes, you can do that too. You can do that with your traffic. If you've already paid for your traffic, doesn't mean it's dead. You can retarget it. So make sure you retarget your audience. Okay, so we've gone through, and I know I'm rattling through this, and I did apologize. It was going to be quick to start with. We've moved through engagement. We're now into the subscription side. Okay, so what does subscription look like? Okay, you've got to make subscription worth their while. If subscription is where somebody gives you their information, and they give you an email address, or they give you a telephone number, you've got to make it worth their while. And with e-commerce, mini gated course to show them how to do something. If it's skincare, you could show them how to do a particular skincare regime so that it all works for them. So you've got that option there to really show them something valuable in that information. Give them a downloadable brochure. That's really important as well. Give them something that they can download and have a look through. Live online fashion shows, fashion show registration. I had a fashion company say to me, hey, we can't get people. How the hell are we going to get people to give us their email addresses for no reason? Run an online fashion show. Literally set up 2 cameras and switch from one to the other with people walking up and down in your clothes. Done. Happy days. Coupon codes are another great way to do it. Give somebody a coupon code in return for their email address. Happy days. This is really, really important. All right. And this is it. And I apologize for anybody that doesn't like swearing. I am going to swear. I'm going to swear once. Nobody wants your free shit. All right. Give them something worthwhile. Okay. And that's why the free manure is there. Don't just give them rubbish. Give them something really, really worthwhile, because if you want to move them onto the next stage of the customer journey, you're going to need to make it worth their while. And the next stage of the customer journey, as we quickly flick through, is the conversion stage. Now, everybody in e-commerce is going, yes, conversions. We love conversions. Let's do conversions. Yeah, okay. Down boy. Let's have a think about what an actual conversion is. All right. So a conversion can be either time or money. All right. So you're not necessarily getting a conversion that's going to turn around and say, hey, look, you know what? I'm going to make a sale here. This is going to be worth hundreds of dollars to me. Not necessarily. Okay. And I'm going to show you that a micro commitment can lead to bigger things. Okay. So if you're selling guitars, all right, and this is a great example, and I've actually seen the case study for this, and it's absolutely brilliant. So much so we used it with a music shop here in the UK, and it works an absolute treat. Think about the fact if you're selling guitars, you're not going to sell a guitar to somebody who doesn't know your brand, who doesn't know you. They're going to, they need to get to know you a little bit. And if they get to know you a little bit by buying plectrums for picks to strum your guitar, then what are they going to do? They really, really want to get to know you better. And getting to know you better, they're going to want to buy a guitar. So micro commitments can lead to bigger things. If you want to get people in through the door to buy something bigger, sell them the picks before you try and sell them the guitar. Okay. And remember, this is your first date. Okay. You can't ask someone to marry you on the first date. Here's a £12,000 Les Paul guitar. No, thanks. You're all right. Here's $2 worth of plectrums. Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, and this is really, really important. This is here to set up the aha moment. Now, you've got to remember this cute guy because he's coming back in a minute. All right, but this is to set up what we call the aha moment. Okay, so once you've got, if you're sitting there and you've got a pack of $2 worth of plectrums, you've got to strum on something. I need a guitar. There you go. There's your aha moment. Okay. Email marketing is your friend from now on. 33% of your sales will come from email marketing. Key email marketing campaigns, you've got a trust and relationship campaign. Social proof, send them, testimonials from customers. It works a treat. Don't waste content. If you've paid to have content made, if you've paid for videos, if you've paid for blog posts, send them it. All right, people will come back and they will read it if you're building a relationship with someone. So do that. Send them the information. Build a relationship. Promotions. Everybody loves a good promotion. Remember this cute little guy? Yeah, everybody loves this cute little guy. Okay, so we've been through awareness, engagement, subscription, conversion, excitement. Now we're on to the excitement stage. Okay, now when it comes to the excitement stage, and Teresa, you're going to like this one, you've got to remember Santa's watching. All right. If you don't excite people at the point where you're going, hey, look, you know what? Now we've got your money. See ya. Thanks very much on your bike. No, Santa's watching is keeping an eye on you. And if you don't, excuse me, if you don't behave yourself, Santa's coming for you. All right. So just remember that Santa's watching. So where do I start? Well, with the excitement stage, you've got to benefit from going that extra mile. Okay, start with your videos. When you've got somebody to make a small purchase, start with your videos. Send them a video of you saying thank you. All right, welcome to the family. Build a relationship. Have that eye-to-eye contact with them. It's great. It works an absolute treat. And don't forget your emails. All right, email welcome sequences are great for building a relationship with the brand, and they really, really help you. Okay, and remember that sequence is really, really important. So an idea of how to use that is on day one, okay, you're going to have thank you from the owner and welcome to the club. Okay, so that's your first email that you send out on day one. On day three, you send out how to use the product and how to care for the product, and show some unboxing and that sort of thing so that they get an idea of exactly what's coming out to them. Day 5, top industry tips. Get them started. Give them links back to stuff on your blog page. Day 8, send them why your company is what it is. Okay. And day 10, discount. Give them a thank you code so that they come back again. They've already got the product. Okay, so I can see what you're thinking, all right, because I know what goes on in people's heads when I do this presentation. And I apologize, Andy and Teresa, I'm rattling through it. I've got a couple more minutes. I promise I'm going to get there. Andy gave me half an hour and I'm going to get there. Okay, so I can see what you're thinking. Okay, this is a great idea, but the boss is never going to go for it. Okay, so if you're thinking that, there's some figures that you can show. 68%. We use this exact method to reduce the returns rate of one company by 68%, putting tens of thousands of dollars on their bottom line. We increased the average order value at the same company by 36.59%. All right. Now, I know that's in pounds at the bottom there. So that is, off the top of my head, an $85 increase on each order. Okay. So that just gives you an idea of how that worked. And this, well, yeah, the revenue was up 144.21% and the conversion rate up 128% simply by using this. Okay. That normally gets their attention. All right. So where are we? Okay, we've been through the journey and we've done the excitement. This is what one actually looks like. Okay, and when you get the slides, you're going to see how this all looks, because you haven't got time to read it now because I need to go on to the next slide, because otherwise Andy's going to send the boys in and cut me short. So this is what it looks like. All right, so you've got an exact one that we've used. This is exactly it. Okay, so get them excited. Remember the human-to-human relationship. It's all about that intimacy, all right? And now you've had your first date and you've been dating a little while. It's time now to upgrade the relationship. So like this little guy, he's got his ring and he's ready to go. He's not the bloke on the first date that got down on his knee and she went, ah, and ran screaming. No, this little guy is ready to propose, okay? And they're now ready to climb up through the product library, okay? So you've started them off with something small. You started them with the guitar picks. And as long as you did a good job in the excitement stage, and remember, Santa's watching, okay, as long as you did a good job, then the rest of it is plain sailing. Can you see what I did there? Planes on a boat, plain sailing. Yeah, I know. So that's when we move into what's called the advocacy stage, all right? So you've moved them up through the customer journey. They've gone through the ascension. They're going up. They're buying more and more from you. Now you want to turn them into advocates. Okay, so now you need to be asking them for reviews. You need to ask them if you can do a case study about them, how your product changed their life, how it made things better for you, and make it worth their while. There's a guy called Dominic Cummings, and if you haven't heard of him, you Google him. He's a really, really interesting guy, and he's a great advocate for everything that digital marketers do. He's been a member for ages and ages and ages, and he came over to the UK and he gave me a water bottle. And I've still got that water bottle next to the bed, and I carry it with me every single time I leave the house, which hasn't been for about 9 months now, but I do leave the house every now and again, and I do take my water bottle with me. So make it worth their while, okay? And now that you're ready to promote, okay, now that they're ready to promote you, okay, so they're not just advocates, they're not just giving you something for a review, they're not just giving you something as a case study, they're now ready to promote you, okay? And how do they do that? Well, affiliate programs are a great way to have people promote your industry and promote you as a company, okay? So people will come in and they'll say, hey, look, I'll get 20% for everything that you sell. Great. Wonderful way to do it. Okay. Referrals. You need to ask for them. Ask for referrals. It's a great way to make sure that you're growing your business. And it doesn't have to be money. If anybody sends me a client, and that includes you guys, if you want to send anybody over to me, which I'm more than happy to do, that's the only promotion I'll do, Andy, I promise, then I will send you a bottle of wine from my local vineyard, which is really, really good stuff. Okay. So again, you haven't got time to read this because I'm rattling through the slides, but this is what the whole customer journey looks like. Okay, this is what one looks like when it's all filled out, and that's the wonder of having it work for you, is that you move people through the journey and you can constantly know where somebody is within the journey and use it to your benefit. Okay, now remember that you can't optimize what you haven't documented. Okay, so it's really important that you write out your customer journey and you know which bits that you can optimize and where you can optimize them. So just remember, the growth triad is the documented journey, the actionable metrics, and the tools and tactics. So you don't want to be stuck in the mud. You don't want to be bull in the china shop. Don't be a one-hit wonder. Get that predictable growth, all right? And the next steps to make sure that you can continue in the process are to set out some actionable metrics. These are metrics that you can track and you can make sure that you're on target with every single time that you aim at one. Work out what the tools and tactics are best for your business. What's best for you might not be good for somebody else. What's best at what you're watching might not work for your business, but it will work for another business. So work out what tools and tactics are going to work for you. And then implement it. Make sure that you implement it. Make sure that it works. Okay. And make sure that you're making use of the information. We'll come back to that in just a second. If you want to know more, then as digital marketer partners, both myself and Andy, we are certified partners. We have the ability to share information with you, and we've identified 73 ways that you can grow your business. Okay. And pretty much what does an achievable metric look like? And we also have a garage full of tools and how to achieve them and what it looks like. The big thing is that you actually do something about this, because if you don't do anything about it and you've overcomplicated anything, then you're going to be the top line rather than the bottom line. And it's a lot easier to go direct from A to B than it is to go all around the houses. The really, really important thing is that you do something about it. And this is my favorite slide from Digital Marketer, and I use it all the time. You are this little guy over here. And over on the other side is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And what you do is you take in information, and everybody does this. I'm not accusing anybody, but you take in information, you take in more information, and you take in more information, and it stays there. But if you go and do something about it and you just finish one of those things, you start making the bridge. You do another, you start making the bridge. Do another, you finish the bridge, and you get to walk across it, and that pot of gold is no longer at the end of the rainbow. It's in your pocket. 7 minutes over, Andy. I apologize, but if anybody's got any questions, then please feel free to go for it.
Yeah, we have about 5 minutes for questions. So if anyone would like to put it in the chat box, or we have a relatively small group, we can open up your mic and you can ask it live here with Steve. You covered a lot of information, so but this is, we want to kind of continue this trend of this customer journey and come at it from a couple different angles and hear it from a couple different voices, because of how important it is. Because you don't want to assault your customers. Don't be creepy. That's not good.
Don't be creepy.
No one wants creepy. No, there's enough of that. You can find that a lot of different places. So, not in your marketing.
No, don't do it in your marketing. It's not a good look.
It isn't. It's not a good look on anybody. So, what questions do we have? Otherwise, I have a few. So, I can just ask them. If you guys want to fire in the chat box, raise your hand, or let us know if you have a question. So, Steve, when you look at this, where do you see most people struggle when you look at when you help e-commerce companies and you look at their business? Where do you see their biggest struggle?
The biggest thing that we always come across is when people initially we talk about the customer journey, and so many people say, hey, I've got this nailed, I know what I'm doing and all the rest of it, but they instantly say, hey, I just need more traffic. No. That's the biggest thing that we come up against, is that so many people are willing to just throw money at traffic. And we call it the leaky bucket syndrome, because if you haven't mapped out your customer journey, if you don't know what metrics you're tracking at each stage of that customer journey, then the terrifying thing is that Mark Zuckerberg is getting richer and richer and richer off the fact that you're just throwing money into what we call a leaky bucket. And when that money drains through that leaky bucket, it goes into his next billion-pound house that he wants to buy because he can. And I feel that there's a lot of small businesses worldwide that can benefit so much from having, this mapped out journey isn't something that we've just thrown together. This isn't something that, it just miraculously happens. There's a lot of a lot of information to take in when you look at something like this. But when you map out your own customer journey, you have your own aha moment. You have your own exciting moment, because you go, I'm not looking after my customers. And, you know, the excitement stage, well, I do send them the product, but I never follow up, you know, and, oh, I can't understand why I don't get any reviews. And you're going through this. And when we start picking it apart, you find out that people have got those problems at every single stage of the journey. And we've gone through it there. And I know that you already know this, but you know, we never start at the awareness stage. We always start at the ascension stage and understanding what the product is. Understand what the product is, understand what you're selling, and then understand what you're selling in order, because you want to sell to people and you want to get them to come back and buy more, subscribe, and constantly keep buying from you. You know, it would be great to have this person that comes to you from this traffic source that you've given Mr. Zuckerberg money for. Have them for life. Don't just have them for one sale, keep them.
Excuse me, Andy, we do have a question for you, Steve. And this one is from Lyle. Is there any guidelines regarding, related to the retargeting progress? Excuse me. Are there any guidelines related to the retargeting progress? How long do you want to be this stinky company that chases you around?
We normally set it to a couple of weeks that we will chase you around. After that, when you're absolutely right, the stinky company that always chases you around, unfortunately Amazon, because everybody just drops onto Amazon to see what they can get, that they do follow you around all the time. But normally what we say is a couple of weeks, because if you saw on the customer journey, we actually drop people back into different sections of the customer journey if they don't want to move forward. So whereas if you have somebody in the awareness stage and then they engage with you, but they don't subscribe, then you want to go into the you know, making sure that they totally understand that you've not forgotten about them, but you're going to send them to a different piece of information, or you're going to send them to something that will benefit them and get them excited again to move to the next stage of the journey. So rather than think about it as being that stinky company, think about, you know, if they haven't bought from you, then what is the reason for it? And, you know, drop them back in, give them more information, and see if they want to move forward. You can do this with I mean, we've got people in cycles of 30 or 40 times, but they now know about the brand, and we've converted some of those into the highest selling customers that a lot of our clients have had. So, you know, there is a real benefit to it. But I would say that if they're seeing the same ad over and over and over again for longer than a period of 10 to 14 days, that's your limit on that one.
All right, thanks a lot, Steve. It looks like we only have a couple of minutes left here, so I really appreciate you joining us today from across the pond. This is really engaging. I'm really glad that you took the time and energy to invest in this, because I think it's really important. I think you've brought a lot of value today. People are probably swimming, feel like their heads are swimming, feel like they've driven a fire hose a little bit. But the good thing is that Midwest Family here, if you want outside perspective, a look at your customer journey, we do have people here that can kind of help walk you through this and give you an outside perspective look at your customer journey. So something that we are doing for ourselves, and I'll help our clients out with also. So I do want to make sure that we talk about the next Wicked Smart webinar. So we have been doing every 2 weeks, but if you look at your calendar, 2 weeks from today is Thanksgiving. So it hurts me a little bit to bring that up, but that's just how the calendar works. But 2 weeks after that, we have a triad of business experts. We're going to go on a different topic. We're going to talk about building a business you can sell someday, a panel of 3 to secure your legacy. We're having Darren Port, Nick Casey, and we're aligning the third panelist that are all going to they're all financial experts, and they're going to talk about how to start planning to sell your business now. When you're ready, you have something, you can get the most money for it. So because I think us as marketers want to help you grow your business so you can hopefully someday sell that business so you can spend more time with whatever you want to do next. If that's flying around the world or just sitting in one of those hammocks that Steve was talking about, spending some time with your grandkids or on the golf course. We want to connect those dots for you. So this is part of it. So it's kind of a new topic, a topic I'm excited about. I have a financial background from 10 years ago or so. So I know that this information will be super valuable, and I'm excited to share it with you. So thank you so much for being here. Again, the recording will be available here in the next 24 hours. This will be on our YouTube channel. You'll get an email here sometime around this time tomorrow with all the information with the slides and the recording. So.
And I just want to reiterate, thank you, Steve. This was awesome. And again, being part of the digital marketer community as partners, as Andy and I are, it's pretty awesome to have folks like you that provided value, really just because you're kind and enthusiastic about what you do. And so we appreciate you, your time. This was awesome. We'll see all the rest of you as you register for 12/10. Happy Thanksgiving to one and all, and stay safe out there. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.